And just like that, we have vassals, multiple vassals, and we're in third place. Even Barnaby's back. Well, the contingency is technically still a thing, I suppose. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris First Contact in our Clandestine Curiosity series. So, been quite a wild ride, this series. The contingency is, again, technically still a thing, but I think we have such active fallen empires that it has not really been able to propagate. It does look like there's still a threat out in Notchclock's space, but that's it. The contingency holds no other space aside from that, which is just fascinating to me. So let's begin this episode by filling in some of the openings that we have building-wise. And then we just need to let some time pass and see how the situation develops with our brand new vassals, while also continuing to rebuild our fleets as much as possible. We might not even necessarily need to keep the modifications that we made. Hang on, how am I doing on nanites? I've got room. Let's do one more nanite transmuter. We might not even necessarily have to keep the modifications that we made to our ships in order to fight the contingency, because it just looks like they're... it just looks like they're completely in good shape, which is interesting. And by in good shape, I mean almost dead. So, it's fascinating. We have a couple of holdings building within our vassals, and so it's a matter of just
they wish to speak with us.
Possibly messing around a bit. All right, Relic United Colonies wants a research agreement. You are already a Scholarium under the Latrepians. You want an additional research agreement with me? No. No, under no circumstances will I agree to such a deal. So, the Notchclocks still have an overwhelming fleet power compared to me, but one of the things I want to try to do is potentially change that. See if we can become more powerful than the Notchclocks, not necessarily so that we can overpower them militarily. We're pacifists. We don't do that, right? But, here comes the contingency doing its thing a little bit. What in the world just happened? That was a long load time. Alright, so they're definitely still active out there. We'll have to keep a close eye on them. So these are Zerni refugees fleeing from the Latrepian star hierarchy. What are you doing? Seems like these guys are really cleaning house in not such a nice way. I'm still annoyed about all of this. Is it possible, by the way, I tried this before. Aha. Alright, now the transfer system option shows up. Maybe because we're at peace. Let me see if I can get the Sibulans to give me that territory back. That's what threw me off before, because there are so many things that... Here we go. Yeah, Screeching Abyss. Yeah, they're probably not going to be remotely interested, but I want to at least try, you know? And what if I traded with them? There's not really a system adjacent to theirs that I would want to give up, to be honest. But let's see, with the resources I have a lot of rare crystals. Let's see if we can just even put a dent in this. Because negative 1,000 normally means, yeah, they don't want to trade away any systems. Alright. Yeah, they're not going to give us those systems back peacefully. So, one thing I could potentially do... I don't have a spy network here right now. Let's change that. We're going to start rebuilding our spy network. And I want to start acquiring some assets. We have lots of influence, and I want to start chipping away at their positive relationship with the star hierarchy. And if I can break them free, then I can take the systems back myself, simply by having claims on them. Because these are mine. And I can go ahead and do that too. Sorry to say, but they are mine. So we have a rightful claim to them. What am I saying? I'm not sorry to say it. It's the truth. They're my systems. All right, we have a few more possibilities here. It looks like there's still room to build. Why don't we do just a commercial zone? Add some trade value there. What's this over here? That's right. I remember sending a number of my ships to potentially capture this space. This was just towards the end of the last episode. Let's take a look at which ones are actually in the process of doing that. Also, let's go ahead and get these fleets fully reinforced if we can. The Teal fleet is done, and I think its upgrades are mostly done as well. Yeah. I've got 3 different construction ships on the way to try and take some of this space. What do we have here? Energy weapon damage plus 5%. Energy credits from jobs plus 5%. Building cost. That's one of the technologies that haven't increased as much. Hence the lower number. Guardians of the Galaxy. The emergence of a threat on the galactic level has not gone unnoticed even among the normally aloof Elder Empires. Despite having taken little interest in galactic affairs previously, news of this new horror prompted a flurry of activity from the Sival. At first, it was just a few scouting vessels, perhaps sent to verify the graveness of the situation, but then reports began to come in of Sival war fleets mustering on their borders, readying their defenses for the oncoming storm. I mean, the Sival were already, going ham on the Dothokans when the Dothokans were still a thing. So, I don't know what you're talking about. This is one case where the narrative is not really coming together cleanly because they've clearly already been active to a degree because of the presence of a devouring swarm. Now, the Sival mediators have fully emerged from their self-imposed isolation to take a leading role in the defense of the whole galaxy. They have proclaimed themselves the leaders of a galactic defense league and extended an invite to all lesser species to put aside their feuds and join them in repelling this menace for the sake of all sapient life in the galaxy. Will they be able to save us? I mean, I'm the custodian, just saying. We're the permanent custodians. That's us. I don't know why you feel the need to appoint yourself Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm the Guardian of the Galaxy. That's the end of the discussion. Okay? Okay, good talk. Do I have any living metal yet? No, I don't. Oh, wait. No, I don't. I would if I hadn't had my system stolen from me. Explosive weapon attack speed, let's do it. Alright, so the Science Nexus is completely done. Let's take a look at our potential gateway systems. Because we have a gateway and terminal egress. Hang on, let's see where the construction ships are. Yeah, they're fine. They're all already in place, which is good to see. Alright, good. That fleet's at full strength, which means this one should be approaching full strength. Intellectual booty indeed. Our deep cover operatives have stepped up their surveillance on potential targets. Acknowledged. This will, of course, drain a little bit of energy now that I have espionage operations going again, but it's worth it. Another thing I can do is contribute more to the construction of the GDF, which is something I'll do sooner than later. Yeah, I've got a bunch of territory kind of separated out. Machine world destroyed. Another machine world has been destroyed. Sterilization Hub 004 and the Haldana system exploded after the planet's defenses were decimated in battle. As before, the AI core triggered a self-destruct mechanism to prevent its capture. See, that's what's interesting. That's not the first time this has happened, but hang on. Let me see. We have a science ship here. Why don't you come and survey that, please? Activate cloaking device 2. Actually, no, don't, because if you get detected, you'll get kicked out of people's territory. So, what's interesting about this is there's no indication that the contingency was still present there. I didn't see anything to show that the contingency was at all still around. And yet, hang on, can I jump there? No, I can jump here, but not there. All right, so I'm not quite close enough. So it's not perfect in terms of indicating where the remaining machine worlds actually are. You can't see them very clearly on the map the way that you used to be able to, that I recall. A short list of targets has been drawn up. These operatives who are no longer tasked with surveillance will provide cover for the others. You know what it might be? It could be this. Yeah, it might be that you're just supposed to use those. Just the situation log and nothing else. Whereas I was looking for them on the map to a degree. Nice. Okay, so mining station and research station, followed by another starbase in Stebner, please. So now we've locked down the Haldana system for our own control. We're building the Dockin system right now. Subject specialization complete. So the Thorquell are now a bulwark. They're a specialist subject type focused on military prowess at the cost of basic resource production. So we can't negotiate terms for another... Oh, it's months. 46 months we need to negotiate terms. So I'm not sure where these terms are coming from. Because I didn't say... Unless I just didn't look closely enough at the screen, but I didn't set this up. And it doesn't seem like they like it either. Their loyalty is extremely low, even though they proposed it. And their monthly loyalty change is negative, which is unusual given that as far as I know, I pretty much accepted their terms when they offered. So maybe I didn't. Maybe there's something about my familiarity with that system which is incomplete, which is entirely possible. All right, we're still waiting on all of these ships to arrive, which is fine. And we're still rebuilding some of the green fleet. But that fleet is generally in much better shape than it was. All right, Galliburi has... See, there are a lot of planets that have room for stuff to be built, but not necessarily planets that have job openings. This planet has a job opening, so I'll go ahead and build an Autoton monument. And we'll be good to go. Yeah, so we're currently 3rd place, and I'm going to do what I can to retake that territory and see if I can just create some discord between the Sibulans. Asset acquired. Perfect. All right. Can we run a smear campaign? Hang on. Well, in order to run a smear campaign, I need the right kind of asset. So let's keep trying to acquire assets. Until we have the right kind. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing from earlier in the series. Earlier in the series when I was spying so much on the Dathakans, which all of those assets are null and void now, I thought that just the more assets I had... Okay. More Tianki. Where's Tianki Vec? Or Tiana Vec? Right here? It's in the Igarian Restorer's space. So I can't do anything about it because their borders are closed to me. So I literally can't stop the Tianki from being pests. Love it. But thankfully, the Tianki are literally just hanging out in this system. All right, let's go ahead and reinforce the 3rd fleet, which we are also hanging out in. The Latrepians have withdrawn their embassy, so the Latrepian star hierarchy is turning hostile towards me. The Rhiannon Galactic Coalition... Ooh, hang on. Good kills. Game. For God's sake, pause. When it's like 2 or 3 times in a row, when you're trying to stop the game, and for whatever reason it pauses or unpauses because of whether it's me thinking the system works the way that it used to, or the auto unpause not working properly, or some combination of the two, you'll just look up and be like, wait, I want to look at my options here, and the game is still running. Not always a good thing to have happening. Proposed subjugation. The Okay, they really, really don't want this deal. Even if I, like, make it lucrative for them, they're not interested. Yeah, I can make it really, like, a really sweet deal for them, and then they might take it. But they want a non-aggression pact, which, okay. If the Latrepians are starting to turn hostile against me, then that's what's interesting. The Latrepians have inferior technology to me, so if they turn hostile, then that gives me an opportunity to pull out the W in this series in a way that I didn't see coming.
They wish to speak with us.
Commercial pact invitation from the Dathakan Alliance. No, I'm not going to form a commercial pact with you. So it looks like the Latrepians have laid claim to the... Wait, where's Tuayama? Alright, so they've claimed systems down here, which, fair enough. I can understand why they would want those. But they're not going to get them. Let's build up Abaddon's domain a bit. Alright, acknowledged. Back to a lot of clandestine curiosity. What's this? Research? No, I don't want a research agreement with you. Go away. Literally not interested. Will not be interested ever. Please stop asking. We need a Civilization 6 no and stop asking button. Just saying. Just saying. It would come in very, very handy if we had something like that.
We grow ever stronger.
Alright, so the third fleet is still reinforcing the other fleets. Alright, this fleet is almost done. We need one more battleship to show up. Good. Reinforce one more time. We're still rebuilding that one. That's fine. How's the contingency? Looks like they're getting cleared out pretty... Yeah. They're definitely getting cleared out. I don't know by whom, but they're getting cleared out. Economically, we are in very good shape, even though we're not even patrolling anymore. Commence operation. Okay, we have a brand new colony. No openings at the moment, but there will be. Asset acquired. Okay, let's continue to acquire assets because I need the right type of asset in order to work on ruining the relationship between the Sibulans and the Latrepians. The Agarian Restorers really have spread out. They've got territory down here, mainly up here. Let's see, we can talk to the Shroud, reach in. Oh, the last time we did this, it didn't work well, but let's try again. High probability of success this time. It is done. The entire Shroud seems to shudder as the sonic energy packet is drained and its power transferred to Louise Walpole. Only a handful of individuals in the history of the entire galaxy have been gifted with sonic strength of this magnitude. May the spirits have mercy on our souls. So, Louise Walpole gains the Chosen One trait, granting the following effects. Research speed plus 20%, survey speed plus 50%, archaeology skill plus 2, and she's immortal. Okay, so hang on. Let's go ahead and put... Where's Louise Walpole? She's right here. Chosen One. Research speed plus 20%. She's currently on a science ship, and she's immortal. She literally will not die. I mean, as a replacement for any of my current researchers, I suppose the best one she could replace would be Cecilia Barrington. Oh wait, no, I didn't actually want to replace that. Let's... Yeah, let's have Louise take her place. And then we have a science ship without a captain. Just kidding, that's been solved. Oh, perfect. Now we can build a starbase here. It looks like we've taken effective control of all of these systems. And I can also go ahead and build some additional stations here. Everything here is already good. So all I need to do... Yeah. Why don't you come down here and excavate this site, please? We have one more archaeology site. We might as well see what's going on with it. Still reinforcing that fleet. It's not saying we're at full strength yet. I'm making close to 600 alloys per month, which is glorious. Building cost minus 5%. Done. Next upgrade in physics. Extra shield hit points. Entirely in the end game now with regard to all these upgrades. Alright, this fleet is now done, which means I can give the order to upgrade them at the terminal egress station. Resolution is passed. What was passed? A united front. That was one of the resolutions that I set up, wasn't it? Yeah, it's extra damage to endgame crisis factions. I mean, I could totally proclaim the Galactic Imperium to bring the Latrepians to heel. What is our current queen like? Virginia the First. She's a reformer with a battleship focus and an eye for talent. Virginia the First. Are you the sort of Modian who would take power into her own hands to secure victory at any cost? That's the question. How willing are you, now that all of a sudden the Latrepians, who have been my friends for the entire game, are kind of like getting a little salty for no reason?
They wish to speak with us.
Commercial pact invitation from the Rhiannon Galactic Coalition. Proposed. Alright, yeah.
Technology secured.
Let's decline. That would make them way too powerful. I can improve kinetic weapon damage. Let's do that.
We grow ever stronger.
It's very tempting. Like, if their relationship with me continues to suffer... Right now, their attitude is receptive. Yeah, they're not interested in being subjugated. At all, which is not surprising. They have a lot more power relative to the other powers that have attempted to subjugate. They have just a lot more going for themselves. They're not just going to give it up.
We grow ever stronger.
Let's go ahead and do some upgrades there.
The fleet has been refitted.
Nice. Doubly nice. Alright, so some of my stations do in fact have a good number of defensive platforms. It's just not that many.
They wish to speak with us.
Commercial pact invitation from the new Vivisandian Conet. No. I'm not interested in sharing my power with you. I'm contemplating literally declaring a galactic empire. So, just saying.
The fleet has been refitted.
It is good to have Barnaby back when he's not screaming at me.
Intellectual booty.
A short list of targets has been drawn up. Commence operation. Okay, so we have yet another Spy project complete. Let's see if it actually gave us the right kind of asset this time. Strike craft damage. Yes, please. Did it give us the sort of asset that we need? No, it didn't. I need it to give me an asset with a different icon. I mean, the assets that I have might still be useful and I could try it, but for now, I want to keep trying for the icon that matches the smear campaign, so that I can have a high degree of success. This is an agro world, so we'll build an additional agriculture district. Ooh, the Kandara station. Let's do an ancient rampart and a hangar bay, followed by an ancient shield overcharger. A couple of hangar bays here, defense grid supercomputer, and a citadel upgrade. Now, the Weir station doesn't need that much extra. Wouldn't be the worst thing to have a shipyard in this section of the galaxy, just in case ships were needed in the area, so I'll go ahead and do that. It's a little bit of outside the box thinking to a degree. I wouldn't normally put a shipyard out there, but it's good. It's a more remote part of my empire, aside from the Terminal Egress, which has shipyards, you know, here. I don't have shipyards down in this direction, so just a couple to reinforce any action that might be happening out in that direction.
We grow ever stronger.
Probably a good thing. Probably. Let's see. Do I need a listening post there? Not so much. I think almost a resource silo might be good there, but a listening post, well, I already have one, actually. So why don't we do an ancient shield overcharger here? That's clearly something I might benefit from. All right, the Kerbal station. Trade hub. Hangar bay. Defense grid supercomputer, and an upgrade there. Acknowledged. I could use the assets that I've gained from the other missions to boost my performance in this one, which, you know, I suppose I could do. Where is Balawar? Is it one of these down here? Oh no, Balawar's right here. To the shipyard there too. In Ravgeti, however, we will do gun batteries and some additional defensive preparations. Let's upgrade you, and looks like we don't have the alloys to upgrade you, but we will in about 15 days. Alright, now we just need to wait for the third fleet to be fully reconstructed. And I can build additional fleets too, that's the thing. That's the thing to bear in mind, is that I can continue to get stronger and stronger, and that could actually benefit my overall, score. Not to mention, it'll change how the other empires treat me. If they feel like I'm militarily much stronger. Alright, borderless authority. Subjects have a 50% ethics attraction towards their overlord's fanatic ethics. Independent censors is no longer valid as a term in agreements between galactic community members. Holdings limit is no longer valid as a term in agreements for Overlord galactic community members. Borderless authority. That's interesting. I'll support it. If for just sheer morbid curiosity. Alright, Avenhead is able to build another district, so let's get that done. We are almost done repairing the shattered ring in Firmathrios. Good. The Green Fleet has finally fully repaired itself, which reminds me. Oh, I can't rename it. Wasn't this called... What was it called? We had the Teal Fleet, Mahogany Fleet. Wasn't it like the Turquoise Fleet? I want to say it was the Turquoise Fleet. All right, commence operation. Okay. I don't know if any of these that we're doing so far are working. Ugh. All right. I mean, I could run the operation. Yeah, that doesn't change anything. It changes nothing. We need the right type of of asset. So let's continue. Tell you what. Let's assign one of the assets that we've gained to this mission and see what happens there.
We grow ever stronger.
Because I'm very, very curious. All right, so, and there it is. We've fully repaired the ring world. So this is irreparable. Just kidding, it's not fully repaired, but there are some sections that I can work with. So we just need to wait. Oh, what have we here? We've got an excess. No, I didn't mean to click that. All right, well, that's awkward. Hang on. Where are my ships? Yeah, the Turquoise Fleet. That's what it was originally called. I'm actually gonna, let's rename it that. Just for continuity's sake. And we supposedly have, for destroyers, we should have 6 of each destroyer type. This fleet, for whatever dumb reason, has 7 Orion-class destroyers. So I need to delete 1 Orion-class destroyer. And presumably, there might be some ships still on the way. So we'll see how this goes. What is happening to my mineral income? All of a sudden, my mineral income just took a giant dump. I'm not sure why.
Ever stronger.
It's possible that some of the ancient refineries that I built just came online, but I didn't think it would be that bad. Didn't I repair... Have I not repaired the megastructure that I obtained yet? Where are you? Right here? No, I haven't. Takes 20k to repair.
Technology secured.
Nice. All right, so we have better shield hit points. Let's go ahead and reduce building cost again. Archaeological site event pending. The disturbances caused by the orbiting science ship's sensors, are nothing compared to the complications being encountered down on the surface of Alpha Lensis 1. Extreme magnetic fluctuations from some unknown source are making equipment go haywire. It will be quite an ordeal to research this electromagnetic bedlam, but given enough time, answers will emerge. Keep digging. So we gained some minor artifacts from that. Yep, just waiting on a few more ships.
Research complete.
Let's go ahead and increase planetary build speed. I haven't done anything there. So we need to wait for 20k alloys, which won't even take that long, all considered. It really won't. Alright, Firmathrios 1 has a lot of unemployed, specialists. So I'm going to build a research segment. Possibly even more than one. Now we'll build a research segment and an industrial segment in an effort to get them hired. But we're at the 35-minute mark for this episode. We are gaining score. I think the Latrepians are too. Primarily, it looks like our score breakdown comes down to, might be that relics collected is helping me out a good bit. So it's possible that just income from relics will help after a while. But it's primarily technology level. And if we can continue to boost that, while also making sure that economically we stay as strong as we currently are, then I think we'll be in much, much better shape for potentially passing the Latrepians. I'm honestly happy to see that the Latrepians' relationship with us is kind of waffling a little bit. They're receptive to us again, but they're on the fence about us for some reason. It might partially be due to the Tianki, and I don't know why this particular galaxy, this particular save, all the races are so temperamental about the Tianki. But I think since I've hunted them and don't currently have anything making me in breach of galactic law, I think maybe the Latrepians have a better opinion of me. But a little bit of drama would be welcome, given that the contingency is a non-issue right now. Now, I could go in with my ships and fight what's left of the contingency. I have open borders to these guys, so that's one thing that I might do in the beginning of the next episode, just to see if we can make a dent with the fleets that we've rebuilt and the ships that are designed for this kind of combat. I'll go ahead and give the order to upgrade these fleets for this very purpose. Because right now the ships are designed, in theory, to do pretty well against the contingency. So doing some damage to them, finishing them off, being the ones that actually end that struggle, could be good for our final victory, but it's not necessarily going to guarantee it, and there's still plenty of time before the game forces a points victory. So it's going to be interesting. Lots of twists and turns over the last few episodes, but I'll go ahead and stop this one right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 4 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.